Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. We're getting right back into the first tree. We're doing part 2 right now. Hopefully
I need to go to
details
bed.
just a little bit.
I just can't talk about this anymore. Good night.
Okay, that was a short one. So as we play on here, you may notice that the amount of orbs we have is different than before. This is when I continued on the game. The actual last save point was when I first walked in and saw the large tree. So I had to redo the pedestals, and just for time purposes, I didn't go through and get every single orb again. So we're going to try to grab everything from this point on, but you may notice that has a difference. Now what I'm wondering is we do have a third... Oh, okay, we're going to do the cutscene, looks like. Okay. What I was going to say is we do have a third child we're looking for.
Joseph, you can't go to sleep feeling like this. I'm sorry for everything, and I know you need space, but I'm here for you. You don't need to feel so lost. Joseph, have I ever told you what my mother was like? You know what it's like not to have a mom at home. And you know how hard that made my childhood. What helped me was watching the birds in the morning before the school bus came. I thought that my mother was one of those birds, and it made me want to be free like her. My mom taught me how to fold origami cranes while she was in the hospital. So I told myself I would fold one every day until I could fly myself. I think we both have always loved animals, and for me that love started with a dog. Sometimes this Rottweiler would come up to our property line and wait at the fence for me, but only once in a while. I was sure to check every day immediately after school, and it usually ended in disappointment. I would even steal money from my passed-out dad just so I could buy these off-brand dog biscuits. Even when she did stop by, she never went beyond the fence. Why was she so scared? I think my dad was the opposite of your dad in almost every way, except he was in the military as well. He coped with alcohol of every kind. The trailer started falling apart, he got angry, and I withdrew. More and more I became the weird, quiet kid who made lots of origami birds and carried dog biscuits around. I think we were pretty similar when it came to being the weird kids. And that same sincerity in college was one of the reasons I was so drawn to you. Life got worse and worse, and at one point, I really didn't think I could survive another day with my soul still intact. I had no real friends, let alone neighbors, since we lived in the middle of nowhere. I should have talked to my teacher, but I was scared what he would do if he found out. As I waited for the school bus one morning, I walked around until I found something in an abandoned shed. Something I can't put into words. I summoned courage I didn't know I had, and I broke into my dad's room and found the key to the shed where he had locked my bike. I'll never forget that feeling. The wind rushing by my ears as the sun rose over fields of wheat. I was flying for the first time. I biked as far as my legs could take me until I found a house that felt friendly, and that felt like home. Those strangers helped me in so many ways. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have found my foster family. And if it wasn't for my parents, I wouldn't have met you. You have strength, Joseph, and you're not as alone as you think.
It's all just so pointless. Just waiting for life to happen. It's like having the home I always wanted is cursed out of my reach. The thought of being a parent myself. How could I do that when I couldn't even be a good son? I'm sorry. I know what you're saying. I just don't know how things will work out. These quiet hours will turn into years. We'll wonder which roads passed us by.
Then we'll forge a new road together. Besides, I discovered for myself that one fateful morning where any hopeful road leads to. There may be thorns and mist, but it always leads to the same thing.
And what's that?
Family.
I'm so glad that you're part of my family, Rachel.
And I'm glad you're part of mine.
Okay. So that was a lot of dialogue. There we go. Okay. That was a lot of interpret there. For a second there, it seemed like we were actually in her dream world. So we're back in the grounds. I can't remember what the name of it. Looks like something happened here. Yeah, finding the final child and finding the mother. Yeah, that's where deer and elk, no rifle. Okay, so I see some words and there's this if I remember right, it's at the beginning of those mountains over maybe I am just forgetting something. I was just thinking about this game today before I was playing. It is labeled as a light puzzling game. I mean, I can understand how you can get to that. It's, to me, it doesn't feel too much of a puzzle game. You'd have to search around, find pedestals, and there was that one part with the triple butterflies that we needed to figure out. That was a bit of a puzzle, but overall, this isn't bad. So we have a cutscene, maybe? Not.
The fox knew her last cub would be waiting for her at the first tree. She was almost there. The rain cascaded onto the jade valley where the entrance to the tree was. Life was protected there, because that's where life began. It was now only a mother and a daughter left. Items from my life still dotted the ground as she moved closer to her destination and destiny.
It was hard not to laugh there as my body was plummeting into the ground of a 300-foot jump. It's just, I mean, I get it. There's already a lot that just doesn't really make sense in this world, like the double jumps and stuff, but that killed me. Okay, so there's some man-made structure around here. And from what he was saying, it sounds like we haven't reached the first tree yet. I thought that tree that was the first pedestal. I thought that was gonna be like the first tree or something. Perhaps it's up here towards this house. Yeah, this house. Is the wolf gonna be there too? I'm not gonna just go out of my way for this, just because if there is something for having 100% orb completion, I'm not gonna be able to have it because of the catch-up I had to do. We'll get these memories because these are ones that we haven't seen.
My dad was super supportive with my college plans. To a point. Things were okay until this terrible accident happened. I guess a forklift flipped over due to a bad axle, and it crushed one of the workers there. My dad didn't eat for days, even though he wasn't directly involved. It devastated him. Not only did it hurt the business, but it just freaked him out. He would talk in his sleep, muttering things about firing people and saying sorry. One fateful day he approached me, said that since my school search wasn't going well, I should finally be a man and take over the family business. He said one day he was going to die, and that all of his work, sacrifice, and even that man's life would be wasted in vain. I just lost it. Teenage me just exploded at the thought. I screwed up. I said things I shouldn't have. He was having a crisis, and I pretty much spit in his face.
And that's hard, especially if you see someone you care about in a crisis like that. At the same time, choosing what to do for the rest of your life, that's so impactful to the person you're going to be. If you end up just doing something that you hate, you don't enjoy, you're going to regret it for the rest of your life. Because I'm coming up here because there was a memory up the hill. Yeah, right there. Just wanted to grab that. I don't actually know where I'm going next, if it's up there. I can kind of see a path. Let me look up here. Actually, this might be the correct way.
Was that the last time you talked to him?
No, I called on holidays, and he would call on my birthday. I guess we acted like nothing ever happened, which was stupid. I didn't want to ask about his lumberyard, and I'm sure he didn't want to ask about my job search. I never went back and visited. I think the last conversation we had was about what movies we had seen and what exactly a best boy is in the credits. I thought he would be here so much longer.
Here it is. I am thoroughly convinced this is the first tree, which I'm assuming this might just be the end of the game. I mean, this was I think this is it, but I'm really impressed with the music and the narration for this. Okay, it's not done yet. That is very sensitive. I'm just going to turn down the sensitivity on my mouse. So I guess we're not just going on a trip, we're actually moving, looks like. I'm calling, we're gonna look out the window and see a fox. There's not much I can actually interact with here. It looks like it's kind of just the doors. Place that's blocked. Nope, can't open the window. A little lost. Is this the front door that I was supposed to open the entire time? Yes, it was. Okay. So I can actually run. Anything here I need to see? Doesn't look like it. So let's observe the sunset. This would be quite the view to come out to every morning. Where'd you go? Ah. Okay, so the only thought I have left is to go down this road. Mailbox, maybe something in there. What are we supposed to do? I think I've thoroughly explored the house. We just kind of have this truck and... Oh, okay, that's weird. We haven't really checked over there yet, but maybe there's just something over here that I missed. I sit down here. Let's check over here. Okay, so that's a hard wall, so we can't go over there. Do it down here. There's something down here, so yeah, I think this is the right way. This is someone else's camp? Maybe?
What the hell?
There it is. Called it. Where's it going to lead us, though? There we go. There's the end of the first tree. Thank you all for joining us on this two-part game, and I'm impressed for something with a very short time constraint and low budget, and they were able to create something that was beautiful and told a great story. I guess you can go to the website here and you can see what type of messages people have left. Knowing online communities, I bet a good half of them are not going to be appropriate, but go on your own risk. Well, thank you everyone for joining us, and we'll see you in the next video.